Dan, you told me before the show that you have something cool that you came across.
So to segue into this, do you remember how you first got into bodybuilding? You told us a little bit about your tough times in school and stuff.
So it was right after high school. For some reason, I think it was because I wasn't in a routine anymore, because I played sports throughout high school, well, throughout like my entire childhood. I played baseball and football my entire life. And after high school, I didn't play baseball or football anymore. Well, I did play adult league fast pitch baseball, but it was just not having that routine of being in competitive sports. And I don't know, I didn't even realize it at the time that I was depressed. I didn't even realize it. And I was at a birthday party for my friend's mom. She turned 50, and me and my brother were the bartenders for this my friend's mom's birthday party. And my mom was there, and she took a picture of me and my brother there. And I looked at the picture, and I almost didn't even recognize myself. I'm like, I was skinny, my neck was skinny, and I looked at that picture, and I was like,
you should post that picture.
I don't even know where to find it. But I looked at the picture, and I looked at it, I'm like, who the f*** is that guy? That was someone I didn't even recognize. And then that's when I was like, I need to do something about this. And that's when I took my competitive drive from playing baseball and football, and I put it into the gym. So that's when I started getting into bodybuilding.
Awesome.
I was probably around, I was like 19 years old, I think, 19 or 20.
Right. So right after high school.
And then that's when I started watching Pumping Iron, like every day, dude. Every night I turned on Pumping Iron. Every single night. And then I started following Callum Von Mager, Chris Bumstead, all these guys. But I was always into the classic physiques. I didn't like the modern. I didn't like the modern bodybuilding. The Phil Heath, the Kai Greens, the Jay Cutlers. Like, that's too much, and it is steroid abuse.
I don't want to look like Bane from Batman. I want to look like Superman, like Batman himself.
Right.
It's like I don't want to look like the villain. It's like classic bodybuilding. It's the hero look, and modern bodybuilding is the villain.
Right. You're looking like Bane. Like, it's just too much, dude. It's too much, and you know they're abusing steroids. The classic physique is always what I liked. The Arnold Schwarzeneggers, the Serge Nubret, Frank Zane. But anyways, show us your Joe Weider book, man.
Yeah, man. So I asked you that because the way I first got into bodybuilding was through my father, and it's always the same story, right? I love asking guys who work out how they started, because it's always something similar. It always comes from somewhere, from a place of overcoming depression, anxiety, insecurities. It always comes from a place of, hey, looking at the mirror or at a picture of yourself,
having a wake-up call.
That.
Yeah.
That I don't want to be that anymore. And it was like that for me. I joined the army in 2008, got a ton of muscle there, left the army in 2009, and a few months later, because I knew nothing about fitness, in the army I just did what I was told, and doing what I was told in the army got me muscle. But I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know the theory behind muscle building. So I left the army 2009, went to college, and went back to my sedentary life and lost all the muscle I had built. And that really brought me down. And one night I was talking to my dad about that, my late father. I was talking to him about that. And he was like, hey, I think I got just what you need. And he gave me his bodybuilding course for beginners by Joe Weider. I found these magazines. It's sort of booklets.
That is awesome.
It's seven booklets.
So,
and this
chat,
is like
real quick. Chat real quick. If you guys don't know who Joe Weider is, Joe Weider is he's the father of bodybuilding, right?
Yep.
He's the guy who made bodybuilding popular, because before Joe Weider,
this is Joe Weider.
Before Joe Weider, bodybuilding kind of used to be like a freak show. It was kind of like a circus.
Very underground.
It was very it was almost like going to a circus.
It was like a circus thing.
Yeah.
It was like the strong man in the circus.
It was like a freak show, and Joe Weider mainstreamed it, and that's when it got serious and really popular, and people started caring about fitness. So Joe Weider, father of bodybuilding, he's the guy who founded Arnold Schwarzenegger, really brought him over from Austria and brought Arnold over to the United States. So anyways, Dan, sorry.
So, but yeah, he mentored Arnold and brought him from Austria. We probably only heard of Arnold because of Joe Weider. We would never hear about Arnold if you weren't Joe Weider. So this is from the 60s. It's like, it's yellowed and stained because it's more than half a century old. And it's just like those booklets. And in the 60s, steroids weren't that popular. There were already a few, but it was like, it was the days of Steve Reeves. Those sort of guys, those famously natural bodybuilders. So the chances that those guys that you're seeing here being all natural, it's actually really feasible. And it's like,
well, you know what a lot of those guys, well, some of them used to do, like Olympic athletes and those OG guys, they used to eat and chat, this might sound weird, but this is what they used to do. They used to eat animal testicles to increase their testosterone. Because,
seriously?
Because back then, that was the only way to, like, that was their steroids. Shit. That was their steroids back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, there used to be Olympians, and these early day bodybuilders, before injecting steroids and testosterone was a thing, they used to eat animal testicles.
Yeah, I'd rather do TRT. And it's like,
yes.
There's the, it's really for beginners, right? You can see there's only dumbbells in these workouts, and it's like you buy a pair of dumbbells and you can work out at home, but it's not, the cool thing about those booklets, it's not just the exercises. There's like a full letter written by bodybuilders of the time, like encouraging you. This guy's called Leo Robert, and it's like they're encouraging you, and there's articles about like, take a shower, you pig, and have a good night of sleep. Like, it's teaching you to be a man. Like,
high tea,
your hair, high tea, exactly. And it's like there's cool stuff like teaching you how to do impressive stuff, like lifting a guy with your mouth. It's like doing arm wrestling. Yeah, teaching how to do push-ups on your fingers. It's just high tea stuff. And it's super cool, man. I found this morning among my late father's stuff in his old office. I told Beardo about it, and we said we got to show this on today's show. So yeah. High tea stuff. So
that's a good
that's
find.
how
a little high tea bragging rights right there.
High tea bragging rights, exactly. So that's how I started in bodybuilding, with this beginners course for bodybuilders. So it's awesome stuff. More than half a century old.